Hey everyone, coming to you today from the Forest Lake Sportsman's Club. We are just finishing construction on the last of the stages for the 10th annual Jeff Kirkwold Memorial Shoot-Off. We've been doing this for 10 years. It's really hard to believe. For those not familiar, we named this match after someone, and a lot of people that knew Jeff have kind of moved on from the sport, different phases of life and whatnot. So periodically, I like to put some information out there about who he was and why we remember him and stuff like that. And so I get asked about my turtle a lot. I try to always wear this turtle on whatever belt I'm competing with as my little good luck charm. And lots of people do lots of stuff in the competition sports in a lighthearted nature. They paint their guns fun colors, jerseys, and some shooters are famous for wearing wild pants. Shout out to John. But I get asked about it periodically, and a lot of times, it's my own flaw. Maybe I'm a little bit dismissive of it because it has a reverent purpose for me. And so I thought I would refresh for those who are interested what it is and what it's about. I'm about to read something that I posted on Facebook August 31st, 2015. I sit here today. It is August 15th, 2024. All right, so this is from 2015. And as I age, it's interesting how things look different as time passes. I haven't read this in a few years. I know what it says. Obviously, I wrote it, but I haven't read this in a few years, and sometimes it's hard for me to get all the way through, but we're going to give it a shot. So here we go. Cold. This is about my turtle. I was sitting down to address some post-match business today when I recalled that Jomar, among others, had requested a telling of the turtle story. These days, I often decline to tell it because without context, folks often are anticipating something humorous. Knowing that it is not, and having told it quite a few times, it's a letdown I usually just don't have the heart for. But for those interested, gather around and I will tell it once more. My version anyway. And like I say, it's kind of a melancholy story, so a lot of times folks anticipating something funny, I just don't have the heart for killing their high. So a lot of the times why I don't tell this story. I met Jeff while I lived out in Morris, Minnesota for a minute. He liked guns. I liked guns. You get it. Something anyone who spent more than 5 minutes around Jeff would learn is that he would shoot anything, animate or inanimate, that would react to being struck with a bullet. Geese, coyotes, striped gophers, rocks, even stop signs, much to his father's chagrin. His father was on the township board. For this reason, we had many grand adventures. During this time, I had learned something else about Jeff. He had a soft spot for turtles. If you saw one crossing the road, which is a thing in Minnesota, we have lots of lakes, lots of wetlands. Turtles make their ways around. They aren't familiar with what roads are. So turtles cross roads. It's a thing. He had a soft spot for turtles. If he saw one crossing the road, he would stand on the brakes, literally stand on the brakes, pull over, catch it, and put it in the back of his pickup and release it into the pond at his home. It struck me as odd. The man who would shoot anything, if only given the chance, would rescue every turtle that crossed his path. For a time, he was even painting shapes on their shells so he could identify them. I remember one monster turtle in particular that he marked with a big triangle. "He's a Kirkwold turtle now," he said, as Turtlezilla crawled away. I'm sad to say that despite asking him several times, he never told me his connection or his fascinations with turtles. Perhaps part of the intrigue, at least for me, is that I'll never know. He took that with him. 2013 was the year I really got into traveling to shoot major matches. Three Gun Nation was still in its infancy and now gone. And I decided to try the semi-pro points race and see where I would end up. To do that, one had to shoot at least 3 matches of a list of 8 to 10 across the country. Obviously, I caught the bug and was leaning quite hard on Jeff to sign up and come along as well. Being a bit of a homebody, he was resisting and cited several of what I perceived to be BS excuses as to why he couldn't go. On more than one occasion, I said, Jeff, you're coming to a major match next year, even if it means I have to kidnap you and drag you along. When I came out of the woods from deer hunting opening weekend that year, a text message changed all of that. In the days that followed, we mourned the loss of our friend. I decided I was going to keep my word and drag Jeff to the matches. If we couldn't have him in person, then having him in spirit would have to do. I passed the idea to Ryan, my friend Ryan Muckenhern, who went straight to a gift store and bought 6 figurine turtles, which he attached to ELS clips and tech locks that we attached to our belts. Some perform weekly, others but once a year. I painted a triangle on mine because he's a Kirkwold turtle now. The turtle's a bit weathered now, but that's what it means. So, we miss you, buddy. Look forward to all of you that are going to join us this weekend for the 10th rendition of the match. It's probably the last time we will do a full shoot-off style match like this. We intend to continue the match on an annual basis, but probably changing format to the future to something with broader appeal. What that is still to be determined. But for those of you who are going to join us for the 10th rendition of our shoot-off match, we look forward to seeing you. And yeah, that's the story of my turtle.